Hey YouTube, welcome back to my channel. This is Canadian Retro. I've got my experience and pickups here from the Barrie Game Exchange, which happened a little while back now. It was May the 6th. I just haven't gotten around to making this video just yet. But again, it was an amazing experience. Ran into like all the Cartridge Club members that are fairly local. A lot of us had tables. I did not in this case. I was there merely for game hunting and just meeting up with people generally. I wasn't after a whole lot of stuff, but I ended up walking away with a few items that I'm going to show you here shortly. But first thing I want to do is just give you an idea of the vast array of stuff that was put together here by Haji and his team up in Barrie. I would say at this point this is probably like the premier event for video game vendors, traders, collectors, and all that kind of thing. This is probably the premier kind of swap. So check out some of this footage and see what you think. Alright, so that was just a sort of run around in the Barrie Game Exchange, checking out different tables and seeing all the various items. I couldn't even really show all of it in the footage that I had collected there. There was a ton more going on there than I could possibly capture and show you guys. But if you ever get the chance, make sure you check it out. This one happened on Sunday, May the 6th, and I know there's another one coming up in August. I can't remember the date off the top of my head, but there is one coming up here in August, and like I said, it's the premier event. So I'll get into my pickups here. This is pretty awesome. First thing I wanted to show you here is something that DG13 set me up with. That's Derek. He's a member of the Cartridge Club. He had a table and he had heard that I had wanted this game for quite some time, so basically he sold it to me for what he bought it for. And this particular game I don't think was released in North America as far as a PlayStation 3 title, so this is actually the European version of this game, but I really wanted to get it for the collection, and that is Destroy All Humans: Path of the Furon. Really awesome series. I don't know if this game's necessarily like the best, but if it's anything like the original Xbox games, even if it's like that caliber, I know I'll really enjoy it because I really like the first two that I checked out on there. So it's totally complete and everything like that. And like I said, he hooked me up with the exact same price pretty much that he paid for it. So I was pretty pleased with that. That was sort of like near the end of the show that we did. I sort of paid him for that, but there was another spot here that right at the start that I picked up a few NES games, and this is a pretty wicked deal right here. I can't remember what I totally paid for it, but whatever you see on it, I paid substantially less than that. And I know this one here was just thrown in for free, which is just an upgrade for me. It's NES Golf, but it's nice and like clean and minty and that kind of thing. Mine has like a rip label and all that on it, so I really wanted to just upgrade that for my collection. I gotta take it apart though, because I have a way of tightening it up so it doesn't rattle around so much inside, but really cool right there. And then I also picked up G.I. Joe, the Atlantis Factor. I didn't have this in the collection, so I got a really good deal on all of these. Vendor was like more than generous, and considering that the show, I sort of went in with like the VIP section went in. Basically, you paid like I think extra $5 or something like that to get in, and you can go in like an hour early. And so the main show hadn't even started yet, and the guy hooked me up huge with that. And then one that I had on my wish list for quite some time, I'm pretty pumped to get, and that is Bomberman, the original OG Bomberman for NES. And this one's been on my wish list for a very long time, and so now I've added that into the collection. And like I said though, he gave me a pretty killer deal on that, that's for sure. Later on, I also stopped by another vendor, and I was just looking at this game, and I was a little bit like miffed as to the fact that it was missing its manual and like the cover for its manual. It's not missing the manual, it's missing the cover for the manual. And I was like, oh my goodness, why would somebody do that? And I was kind of looking at it, and he said, hey, if you want that, I'll give it to you for $5. And as soon as he said that, I said, absolutely, I'll take that. So that game is Medieval 2. So like you can see there though, the front cover's missing. You see something like written on it in Sharpie. It's you know, just the cover though, the rest of the manual is in there, but if somebody has a replacement manual for that just lying around, I wouldn't mind doing a deal for that. And then the disc is right here. So pretty cool right there. And for $5, I'm not going to turn that down because this goes for substantially more than that. The disc isn't like necessarily perfect, but I think it'll play. If it won't, I'll give it a resurfacing job kind of thing. And you know, the back art's there. So for $5, I wasn't going to turn that down. I had a really great time at the show though. Those are all my pickups, by the way, but I had a great time at the show. I highly recommend if you can make it up to Barrie for the Barrie Game Exchange. You can find some really seriously good deals. There are a lot of vendors, you know, or stores, and they have like store prices on things. And you can't get too excited about that because honestly you could just go to like a local store and get prices like that. But a lot of vendors are willing to do deals. A lot of vendors are people that are collectors, and we know what each other gets these things for when we're going around thrifting or garage selling or whatever. So a lot of the time those kind of guys are really willing to give you a deal. And you know, that's what you look for when you go to a swap. And I think I made out like a bandit here this time at the Barrie Game Exchange. I wanted to thank all the organizers again, specifically Nintendo Hodge, everyone that you know was working with him, for him, and all those kind of details. I don't want to get into all the, you know, every single thing about that, but like I said, there was like at least like 140 tables I think there, if not more, and they were full of video games and video game type things. But not only that, there was a lot of other gaming kind of stuff, like board games. I know that there was a Magic tournament going on, lots of different things. But you probably saw it all in the footage. So that's everything I got for you this time around. Thanks again for watching. Go check out the Barrie Game Exchange, and I will see you all later.